How do we fix it besides telling each other we love them?
See, and I think that telling one another that you love them, it if when you don't, because I know how it is, because I didn't grow up hearing "I love you."
Yeah, yeah.
And me and my sister, she's 2 years younger than me. We had a conversation a few years about it. Like we didn't, because we don't tell each other "I love you."
Yeah.
And we'll hear everybody else saying "I love you," or somebody will be talking to, and then they say "I love you," and you just regurgitate it
Yeah. Yeah.
like "I love you," but it's like foreign to you.
Yeah.
But everybody else knows how. And growing up, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it from my parents until I was in the military for a few years.
Yeah.
And I think I was getting deployed or something.
Yeah.
And it was like, huh? I'm like, oh, that's nasty. Get that feeling away.
Yeah.
Because as a man, you thought that when that love feeling, it made you soft. That's why you could tell your baby girl, "Hey, baby, hey, I love you," and all that other stuff, give her kisses. But your boy, you like give him dap and punch him in the chest.
Right.
Whereas he needs that too, because he needs to know he's loved. He needs to know he's cared for. He needs to know I'm protected. And some of them are out there. And so when they grow up, they don't know these things. So when they get a wife, when they get children, it's like tough love. Everything is about tough love. No, it's not about tough love. It's about love, period. Some things have to be tougher than others.
Yeah.
And how do we fix this whole toxic masculinity thing? I think we have to, one, go back to the scriptures. Not just reading them. Like a lot of people are like, oh, about the church. No, it's not about the church. It's about you actually doing what the scripture says to do.
Right. Yeah.
Like, because if you go to Proverbs is a roadmap of telling you how to live right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Psalms tells you how to live right, because they tell you to follow after the commandments, after the laws, after his way. And when you follow his way, you can't go wrong.
Right.
Some people, we had the bracelets and stuff, WWJD, but you just think about when he turned the other cheek. It's not necessarily about him turning the other cheek, but he followed after what his father told him to do. And if you listen to your father, he won't instruct you wrong.
Right.
And not your physical father, but your father, if you believe in that. But, not to get churchy or anything like that, but that's where it is. And we can fix it by fixing ourselves first. When you look in the mirror and say, am I the best example of what I can be and should be? Yeah. Am I the best father, best grandfather? Am I the best brother?
Yeah.
Because I know that there's some petty still in me.
Yeah.
Like I got some get back. When somebody does something, I can get back. So am I being the best brother by getting back? Or can I just, hold my tongue, hold my peace, and say, okay, I'm going to let that one slide. And I'm still going to hug your neck, and we're going to talk about this thing. And when we build relationships that edify us, that edify what we're trying to become, we don't have to agree on everything. We don't have to do everything the same, but we can love one another through situations and whatever that's out there. That's where we begin at fixing it, because that'll fix our houses, our children, our situations, and our communities.
Man, that was good, bro. I'm 5 stars across the top, like seriously. No joke, man. I mean, I agree with everything you said. Of course, I'm all about the scriptures, right? And again, I'm not the type that believes I'm gonna throw it at you. The scriptures was written for me. That's my motto. So I am going to read it, dissect it, and figure out what I need to do to be the better version of me. And if we're joined at the hip, husband and wife, then we're gonna do this together. It's something that we have to do together. I can't leave you behind because we're one. I need you with me. That's really what it looks like. And so it's important for me that we have consistent biblical conversations in the direction of the continual improvement of us, you and I both, because our children depend on it. That's number one. Man, I'm just loving what you're saying when it comes down to it. This whole expression of love thing, I got to keep going back to that, because I was on a podcast the other night and we were talking about something different. We were talking about work relationships and things of that nature. And, if there's going to be a potential C-suite position that is focused around diversity and inclusion, and I think the idea was a wellness, position, a position for an individual that is a wellness coach or whatever. And, when asked, my response was, man, we just got to get back to loving, man. That's all it is. I say, I'll be the hippie in the group. Let's get back to loving. Because I think that's really the answer, right? We must, first and foremost, Cupid is not real. Just being honest.
Right.
I think that was a revelation for somebody. I'm just being honest. Cupid is not the definition of love. In my opinion, I think love is a spectrum. It's a continuum. And it is between compassion and correction. Everything within it. So within that scope is everything that I must provide so that the other person can be healthy. And when we go back and research those words actually incorporate every last one of those. And of course, that also includes patience and kindness, but it also includes chastisement as well. So we have to understand that, right? It's not all about kindness and no, that's not it. Sometimes correction has to happen, and that's how we can get to the point of fixing some of these things. I think another thing for me is transparency. I think we as parents, because I think one of the things that help our children understand to become whole, healthy, is to understand that I am not the model of perfection, and I don't think that way. So that transparency is to let them know I did some things wrong. I was unaware, not to blame anybody, but to take responsibility at this current level. Why? So that you don't carry on the same lineage of toxicity that I had ingrained in me. And let's be honest, nobody did it intentionally. Nobody taught us toxicity intentionally.
Right.
It was just something that we absorbed because it was given to them. So being completely transparent to our children, both boy and girl child, being transparent to them and helping them understand that, I may have done some things wrong, and, I'm not saying this for one reason or the other. I just want to be honest with you. Parenting is not an easy thing. We are learning en route. And unfortunately, we have done some things wrong, and I'm not too big to apologize. And that's one of the things I commend you on, because you kind of mentioned that previously. So transparency is definitely the gateway to what we call trust. Once we develop and create that trust within the relationship, because let's be honest, some of us say, well, you should trust me because I'm your parent. That don't work that way. I'm sorry. It doesn't work. That's, again, toxicity, right? The gateway to trust is transparency, being open and honest with the things that you teach. I ain't saying you got to go and bear all your dirty laundry. That's not what I'm saying. But being open and honest with the things that you're teaching and helping them to understand why this is necessary. When you do things like that, that kind of creates a level of trust between you and the child. And now that child is to the point to where, you know what, Dad, I need to talk to you about something. Well, what's wrong, son? What's wrong, dog? Well, and they start talking. And now they've gotten to the point that they feel like you are a trusted agent that has their best interest at heart. So, man, this is so good, bro. I mean, just all the things that you're saying. And, I'm stealing your phrase, by the way. I think I'm a better grandfather than I was a father.
Hey.
But the best part about it, man, it's not too late, because our children are still alive. So,
right.
I can focus on giving them the best advice as adults that I possibly can because I want the best. I want better for them than what I've ever got. Not, what I've, like, the things that I'm doing now, I believe that they have the potential to do 10 times greater. And it's my job to kind of help them do that.
Right. And a caveat on what you were saying about transparency, a lot of the times the children know your dirt. They see you when you fall. They see you when you're arguing. They see you when you messed up. So when you come and act all perfect, the love from them allows them to embrace you. But they're thinking that, okay, it's okay. Sometimes you got to say, hey, I messed up, just to get it out there.
Yeah.
because when you get it out there, it's like it's a load they don't have to carry.
Yeah.
We allow our children and our families to carry loads that they shouldn't carry, and then we just and that, like the Eric Badu bag lady, you got all them bags on
Yeah.
you, heavy. And a lot of us
Absolutely.
need to release that, release the pain, release the anger, release the hurts, because we grew up in situations where our daughters weren't protected, our sons weren't protected,
Yeah.
and I can't read that. I don't have my glasses on, but but we didn't protect our families,
Yeah.
and so that old perverted uncle, or
Yeah.
that family member did
Yeah.
some things, whatever it was, we didn't protect them, and we have to stop holding our tongues and protect our families as a whole. Not
Absolutely.
just when something comes out and then we say, well, hush, don't tell my business. No,
Yeah.
somebody need to tell somebody in order to get it fixed.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree 100%. Man, I'm telling you, man. I think you're opening some eyes here with this conversation, and I love it. I think one other thing I want to add to the whole transparency thing is that not just being transparent, but when someone brings something to your attention, don't automatically tell them that they're wrong.
Right.
Right? You might want to listen. Hear what it is they have to say. Because here's the thing: the fact that you can tell them that they're wrong is evidence that you're toxic. that's that's just it. Like, you don't know everything there is to know about yourself. I don't care who you are. Like, you have a image of yourself, and that image is stemmed from years and years and years of conditioning. When a person reveals something to you, it's only because it's something that they see. They didn't make it up. Everybody has blind spots. So when a person shares something to you about you, just listen. And here's the best part about it: sometimes that somebody might be your child. So
Oh, see, as you saying that, and that's like my child has just sent that message. Now she has a master's degree in psychology,
that's what I'm talking about.
psychiatry, one of the two, and she like to try to use that on you,
Yeah.
and she'll say some things where you be like, well, then you okay, I'm going to bed, because she's coming from a perspective of learned knowledge
Mm-hmm.
and something she may have to live through, but she has a different perspective because she's looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when she sees it, she's telling her viewpoint.
Right.
I can't just say, no, you wrong,
Yeah.
and I'm right. Like you say, that's toxic, because
That's
I'm
toxic.
like, hey, I'm the man, I'm the daddy. It's my house. It's like I thought it was our house. I thought we a family. It's like, come
Yeah.
on now. Like, okay, 1 minute is we's house,
Yeah.
us's house, and now it's yours. You can't
Absolutely.
buffalo your way through everything.
Absolutely, that is definitely egocentric thinking. Okay, let me read a statement, because I know you said you couldn't see it. So she says that ultimately it's a release of the ego. There you go. Tough love displayed towards other men protects the ego from the expectation of any vulnerability, because that vulnerability directly challenges the ego. Transparency does build trust, and when bridges have been a little scorched, whether with children, friends, or partners, transparency makes space for authentic dialogue that leads to reconciliation and healing. Perfectly said.
I told her that. No, I'm just
Was that toxicity? I'm joking. No, that was the perfect statement. She is absolutely correct. And that's what we're getting at. We're looking at building those bridges that leads us back to healthy relationships. And we will not get there if we can't communicate in such a way that actually makes us vulnerable to one another. I mean, I can't stress enough. Thank you for that message too, Cass, because I think you're 100% correct. She is spot on. And, even though your father said he taught you that, we know better. I'm joking. So no, man, that is good. That is awesome. So let's transition, because she kind of put us on the right track there. So for everybody who's listening and really is digging into this information that you're sharing with us, what's on the horizon for you, brother? What you got coming up?
I'm looking at doing some things where I think by nature, you and I, oh man, forget you. I wish I had my Michigan hat down here, but by nature, we are teachers.
Yeah.
We're instructors, and we love to mold minds. And I'm trying to get into the area where I can go off. I want to do a podcast also, not just I'm snatching ideas or anything, but I want to do podcasts, but I want to get out into the community to where I can, do some type of projects along with other people, along with other groups where because we can't all do it together. And I don't have to just start something new just to start something new. I may have to join in with somebody else to help be a big brother, help be that uncle that somebody can listen to, and where we can actually police our own communities.
Yeah.
I definitely, that's been on my heart because I'm tired of seeing us gunned down. I want to police our communities, male and female. Our males need male leadership. And I want to be that leadership. I want to make sure that it's a few of us here in Central Texas area. We can get together, but I want to make sure that I'm doing my part.
Yeah.
Whether it be the podcast, whether it be in the community, in the schools. I used to go to my granddaughter's school and be a male because when you go, you don't have too many male teachers.
That's right.
And the only male that I would see in the school was the janitor. So, they need to see positive male role models so that they can know they can do something other than shoot a basketball or throw a basket or throw a football, baseball. You got to know it's more out there than sports. And it's cool to be a nerd. It's cool to read books. You see all those books behind yourself. And, we in my library / workout room.
Right.
And I got all my books upstairs. So, I don't want people to think I don't read, I read too. But yeah, that's something that I'm looking at doing. And I'm quite sure me and you, we're going to be doing some things because you done moved all the way across the nation to Georgia. And, that's where my family, the Walkers, originated in Georgia, So I'll be coming out that way, so we can break bread and, I can hug your neck and actually, hold you. People be thinking, I want to give my brother a hug while he's here, not wait till he's in the box and I'm sitting up here lying and talking about the old memories and stuff. I can tell him I love him today. I don't have any reservations.
I love it. Well, look, man, anytime you come to Georgia, by all means, if you come to this state and you don't let me know beforehand, we're going to have a problem. We would never have a problem. I'm just saying. But, you come, just let me know what your plans are. And trust me, you will be well received, my friend. And you're 100% correct. I extended the invitation earlier, and I would tell you this: if there's anything that I can do to help facilitate what it is you got going on, what it is you want to do, if you want to, do the whole podcast thing, I would love to sit down and have a conversation with you and help you not make the mistakes that I made. It's just me being honest, and that's why we go through the things that we go through, so we can help other people not go through those things as well. So however I can help you get that started, and like I kind of put it out to you earlier, we can continue to do this on a regular basis because I know you are full of wisdom, and you just got a lot in you that a lot of young people can resonate with and grow from and just be better. Not just young people, by the way, older people too. Don't ever think you're too old that you can't learn something. And for me, I am always looking to learn from any and everybody. Like your daughter, I'm loving what she is saying, and she has a lot to say as well. So maybe one of your first podcasts is interviewing her. Just an idea, man. Just an idea.
That's a good idea.
Hey, man. Yeah. I try to have one. I keep one a week. One good idea a week is all I'm good for.
Yeah.
So, for those people who want to kind of connect with you and talk to you about the ideas of toxic masculinity, to get a better understanding of it, or just kind of want to help you with what you want to do in the Central Texas area, man, where can they reach you in a digital space?
On Facebook is Roland R. Walker, and I was telling you earlier I got the R because of toxic behavior, and you already know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Roland R. Walker, that's on Facebook. Instagram is Picture Me Rolling. It's from the Tupac song.
Pretty ingenious.
Picture Me Rolling, my name rolling, not
yeah.
Tupac did in the song.
Right.
But Picture Me Rolling, and those are the spaces that I'm more familiar with.
Okay. Very good. So there you have it. He gave you access to them. Now, one of the things I like to do for all of my guests, because I won't let you get out here without giving us a final thought. Something that's gonna blow the socks off of our listeners and viewers.
Ooh,
What do you got for us?
I don't know if anything will blow the socks off, because I think toxic masculinity, right after Mother Eve bit the fruit, I think Adam was a little salty, and he probably tried to put his foot down. So I think it's been here since civilization started.
Yeah.
And when it comes to toxic masculinity, I think you can't label everything as toxic behavior just because you disagree with it. So listen with an open mind and an open heart before you label it, and then dialogue with that person before you go labeling them. Because some things they may just need to unlearn. And when you unlearn something, you have to learn something. So as we unlearn our toxic natures, and we see that I can't be a masculine person without accepting responsibility for everything within the limits of my household, my family, and my community, and call myself a man. I can't call myself a man. So when you can't call yourself a man, everything that comes from you will be toxic in nature.
And he told us he didn't have anything that would blow your socks off. Listen, that brother's a preacher. Don't let him fool you. We just didn't say it in the beginning, but yeah, he's definitely he is, and that's no joke. That's no joke. No, seriously. That was great. That was great, and man, I agree with that 100%. And that's the thing that I was kind of talking about previously. Just because a person says a thing does not necessarily mean that that's the reality of the thing. And I think you're 100% correct. We have to get to the point to where we seek to have conversation before, and I don't want to say before as though it's a process, right? But we should seek to have healthy conversation as opposed to seeking to label. And that's the thing that kind of helps to revitalize our society and our culture. So man, this has been great, Roland, and I greatly appreciate you just spending this time with us this evening, and just kind of sharing your heart when it comes down to toxic masculinity, because this is a much needed discussion that we need to continue to have. I don't want anybody to believe that this is it. This is a much needed discussion that we need to continue to have amongst men, so that we can get to the point of having a better understanding of some of the things that we've done in the past that could have been hurtful to others and did not even realize it. And that's the key when it comes down to it being toxic. You think you're doing the right thing, but you're not doing the right thing, and you're damaging people en route. And yeah, it's a very sad situation, but nonetheless, it's not to the point to where we can't correct our behavior. So Brother Roland, I thank you, sir. Appreciate you spending your time, energy, and efforts with the Empowered Perspective community. Cass, we appreciate you being in the background and providing us with such an awesome display of knowledge. Man, I couldn't have said that better. I just want to make sure I say that again, because you're truly a reflection of your dad. Even though I've never met you, but I know your father, and I kind of have a good idea of who he is. So he should be extremely proud of you. And again, achieving a master's in psychology, that's no easy task, because mine is in human services counseling, and trust me, that was. So man, again, thank you, sir, for being a part of the community, and thank you for your words of wisdom, man. And if there's anything I can do for you in the future, please don't hesitate to ask.
Well, I appreciate you, brother, for allowing me on your podcast to talk to your broad audience. And we'll be talking and dialoguing, and I'm just appreciative of everything that you're doing right now, but that you're doing going forward, because we talked about a few things. So we will definitely be in constant communication, and I just appreciate you allowing me this time on your format.
Anytime, my friend, anytime. Okay, I need to let you go for your wife getting mad at me, but we'll talk again soon, my friend.
All right, brother.
All right, take it easy.